Hello, hi, it's my face again, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I go by the name B. If you are a regular, I thank you guys so much, and we are on the road to reaching 1,000 subscribers. I want to thank you guys so much for believing in me and supporting me, and yeah. As you know, June I started a series of storytelling because my life is drama. If I tell you my life is drama, it cooled down I think about 2 years ago, and before those 2 years ago, my life was drama. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. So what I am about to talk about, by the description below, you know it is going to affect a lot of people. And if you are in Kenya right now, there is a toll number that you can reach if you feel that you are being abused in your relationship. I am going to put it down in the screen somewhere here so that you guys can see it, and at the same time I am going to put it down in the description box below for you to just know that you are not alone in this journey, and there are those people also who would like to help you. Disclaimer too, this story has, I don't know, it's gonna have maybe 3 or 4 parts. Disclaimer, if you feel that anything that I will say could trigger anything else, I want you to know you're stronger than what you are, than how you think, and at the same time you are loved and cared. People care about you, and also at the same time you are not a victim, but you are a survivor. So I am a survivor, and I'm proud to be a survivor. I am 5 years down survival road, and for me to talk about this has taken me quite a bit of strength. I've told a couple people who are close to me, but I was told that I could encourage other people by saying or by telling this story. So yeah, today I am going to share that. By sharing this story, I want to remove myself out of that shell that a lot of people plus me had put ourselves into, that these abusers still have control over us and they still have a say in our life. I want to tell you today, as long as you got away from him or her and cut all the connection between the two of you, you can survive. You will survive, and that is why I said you're stronger than how you think and believe. And lastly but not least, just pray to God to give you a sense of relief and think. Let's get into the video because I'm bubbling a lot. So get your popcorn or coffee and buckle up because we are going down that lane. This is a topic that people don't talk about, especially those who have gone through it, because there's always the victimization and there's also the stigma that goes with it. So me talking about it, I have been stigmatized, I have been victimized, but at the end of the day, it is me who went through it. You did not go through it, so it is my story, and let's get into it. So in 2017, 14th of November, I met this charming, really handsome man, and I was swept. He swept me off my feet. The first few months, I think it was just like maybe, let me say, 4 months. Things were really good between the two of us. There was love. We enjoyed each other's company. We enjoyed talking to each other. And then come May of 2018, I decided, now, you know, I am going to the university. I want to spread my wings. I want to test the waters because, you know, when you're back at home, you have those 4 walls locking you up and you can't really do much. So when you go outside to the university, especially that is long from home, you want to spread your wings. You want to test boundaries. You want to know what is it you can do. And then you see also your other fellows are doing something something and you're like, I want to do that. So that was me. I was curious because I came from a strict background where a lot of things were no. Like, you couldn't do some things and get scot-free. Like, no, that could never happen. So getting to the university, I decided, like, I want to move in and stay with this guy. And I think that was one of the best decisions I ever made, and also one of the bad decisions I ever made, like the worst decisions I ever made. Out of all these, I came up with I got myself a lesson learned the hard way though. So in May, I decided to move in with him. Things are good for the first 2 weeks, and I didn't see all the things that he did as red flags. To me, I was like, that is love. That is how people are supposed to show love, like the opposite sex are supposed to show love. And I felt good, protected, and loved, which was the opposite of how I was supposed to be feeling. So let's get down the rabbit hole. So the first sign that I saw that I wished I had taken action, but then I was like, that is love. She's doing this out of love. There was this drunk man who passed, and when he passed us, he went forward, and there is this wall of a building. It was like a wall, then a building inside the wall, like the gated community. And this guy was drunk, and he decided to tell me, because I was the only female walking around that area, he told me not to look at his direction because he was peeing. And my ex got so offended, and the only thing I remember is this guy dangling, like he was a big guy. So this big guy is dangling in the air, like he's gasping for air, he's being choked. And I'm like, he didn't say anything wrong, he just said, I don't look. So what's the problem? And that brought an issue, because why am I defending him? Do we have something? So at that point, I should have thought, like, why does he think I am having an affair? But nothing of that sort came to my mind. The next day, or the next time that we were walking, this same guy passed me. The next time we were walking, another guy passed me, and we brushed, like, when you're passing in a very a very dense place where there's a lot of people, like there is people traffic, you brush into each other. And I brushed into this guy accidentally, not knowingly, and all I had was smacks on the left cheek and on the right cheek. I didn't know who smacked the other until I looked back to see what's going on, and I see my ex has slapped this guy, a full-grown man, crying, and he asked him, why did you touch my girlfriend's backside? And he said he didn't do that. And I went and told, like, he did not do that. Why do you think that he did that? And the first answer or reply I got was, why are you defending him? Are you guys having an affair? And I said, like, no, I don't even know him. So from that point, things escalated. Not physically, but now it started being emotionally. I was being emotionally drained. Now, the next time something happened, a friend of mine came to visit me. Like, we had been friends. We went to college together. Right now I'm in the university. Went to college together, and then coincidentally we met in the same college, though we were in different faculties. So she said, like, you know what, I've missed you, we need to catch up. This was my bankmate, was my roommate. So she was like, we need to catch up, we need to talk, because we haven't talked since we finished college. So this is the time for us to catch up. And I'm like, fine. So I have a house. You can come. At this point, I was the one taking care of everything in the house, be it food, rent, light, water, every single bill in that house. Get to know that this is going to be very important. So she comes and I go and bring her, and when we get into the house, the atmosphere of the house was totally different. He was not happy to see her. He was not thrilled. Like, he didn't want anything to do with my friend being there. Now that same night, he left and went to the rooftop of the house. The house had a rooftop, so he went up there, and my girlfriend is asking me, oh, where has he gone? And I'm like, maybe he has gone outside. It's football season, so maybe he has gone to watch football. And she's like, I don't think so, go and check up on him. So I go up and find that he's there, and I ask him, like, why did you walk out? And the reply he gives me is, I know you're going to leave me. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And I know you told her that you're the one taking care of everything in the house. And I'm like, that has never even come across. Like, I haven't told her anything. The only thing she knows is I am with you, we are in the same school, different faculties, and we were friends. Apart from that, she doesn't know anything. And she's like, no, you're lying. And this guy literally starts crying, shedding tears, like alikuwa analia. He started shedding tears. So to me, I'm asking, like, what is going on with you? And he tells me, like, I know you're going to leave me. I know you're going to leave. I'm like, why would I leave you? Have I given you any reason to? And she's like, no, but you know your friend will discourage you. I'm like, have you guys had any argument? Because all I know, I brought her, you changed your attitude, and now we're on top here. And he's like, no, I just feel like you're going to leave me because of your friend. And I told him and I assured him that is not going to happen. So we go back in the house and the mood changes. And listen, I respect people so much, because the way I treat someone is the way I also want to be treated. And it was so bad, I did not like it. So we go back in the house, and now it's time to sleep. And for me, I was kind of expecting that this guy would show respect to my friend and all of us will just sleep, because we're on the bed and she's on the floor. Like, she has a mattress, she's sleeping on the floor, but it is a bed sitter, so, and it is a tiny bed sitter, so whatever we do, she will listen. It doesn't matter whether she's asleep or not. So to me, because she's only here for one night, I expected this guy to, like, his libido to drop. He did not. And when I told him that I cannot, let's respect my friend, the first thing that came out of his mouth was like, have you had it with someone else today because you don't want to give it to me? And I'm like, what? Are you insane? Are you okay? Because I don't feel like you're okay. So that night, don't know how to say this, but that night I was abused sexually. Yeah. With my friend laying down on the floor, with, like, my friend just sleeping down there. So time goes by, and the next, she came on Saturday, she slept on Sunday. Then Monday, we all went back to school. And when I went back to school, I had this guy called me like 20 times in an hour. That is something that I'm not used to, and I'll never get used to it. And haven't gotten used to someone calling me more than 3 times in an hour. It is so rude, number one. Number two, it is so alarming. Like, so he calls me and I pick. Now for like, I'm done with the classes, I pick, and while I was in the class he was still calling. So I pick and I answer, and he asked me, what time are you coming back home? And I told him it's the usual time. The usual time was I always got out of the house from 6 to 6. So I told him usual time, and he told me he's sick, he needs me back home. And I told him, like, I can't compromise my education for your health. I told him that, and he said, you don't love me, you don't cherish me. And I said, go to the hospital, go get yourself checked, and send me the bill. I've never seen that bill until today, so I don't know whether he went for checkup or not, but I can assume that that was his way for seeking attention. I'm just gonna put it like that out there. This happened again when my cousin came along, but with my cousin they kind of had a friendship, because when he would talk to her, he would be a little bit respectful, but with my friend he was not respectful at all. So this really made me start questioning, is this now, this is like a month into our relationship that all this has been happening. For 2 weeks this has been happening, and it really didn't really ring in my head that I'm headed for doom. Now, he had a smartphone and I had a smartphone, and my phone, as long as I am dating, I don't see the reason why it should have a password. If you feel that you need to get yourself a password, that is okay, but to me, I didn't feel like it was appropriate to have a password. So I came home and I was really sick. I was terribly sick, and I kept my phone. I left the phone on the table, and when I woke up to someone choking me, like really on my neck, choking me. Now, this is the 4th week we've been in the same house, and he asks me, like, who is so and so? And I'm like, that's my class prefect. What's wrong with that? Who is this and this? That's my friend. Who is this and this? That's my friend. It was only one male and the rest were female. So he really did take like really badly to the male, and he kept it like, you need to stop talking to him. I'm like, we don't talk. We totally do not talk. What do you mean? We meet in school. If there is work to be done as groups, we will do that, and we part ways. We don't talk anything out of classwork. And it's like, I don't want to. And I'm like, so what am I supposed to do in a group work? And you can do that alone. You're a bright lady. And I'm like, yeah, I'm bright lady, but group work means group work. So from that day, everything turned upside down. The house was no longer conducive. The atmosphere of the house was so dark. The energy was so negative. Everything that I did for him was wrong. Everything that I did in the house, in my own house, was wrong. I walked literally on eggshells under my own roof in the house that I pay the bills. That is how bad it was. So after my cousin came, he started telling me how my cousin wants him. And at first I didn't realize that these are one of the things that these kind of people do to separate you and isolate you from people who you can talk to. To me, it didn't ring at that. So when he told me that my cousin wants him, my first thought was like, okay, that's new. She has never done that before. What's going on? So, you know, I keep pondering on this thing, and he keeps reminding me all the time that, listen, your cousin wants me. Your cousin told me that she wants me and she is worthy than you. So I just looked at him one day and told him that, oh, I wish she got away with it. I wish she took you to be his boy, to be her boyfriend. I would have been happy. And I think that was the last time that he told me that my cousin wanted him, because he told me that you can't fight for me. And I was like, I will never fight for a man. I will just leave it at that point. I will never fight for a man. Now, we were, I think, 5 months into our relationship, and at this point, I've been introduced to his family members, and I started deteriorating. I started getting depressed. I had anxiety. Every time he walked through the door, I had a panic attack. Every single time. But then I even ask myself questions today. Why didn't I walk away if his mere presence gave me a panic attack? I still don't have question to that. I still do not have answers to that question. I do not. So I had been introduced to the family. The family welcomed me because in their mind, I'm going to get them out of poverty. My family is going to get them out of poverty. And I got to learn this like 4 years ago. So it came from, he choked me. That was the first physical thing that he did. Now, all the time he told me that he wanted a kid, and one day he found me talking to this doctor, and I wanted to find out why. I've been having, you know, contact with this guy unprotected, and it's 5 months down the drain. I haven't gotten pregnant. At the same time, I am not using any family planning. I didn't know that there is something known that compatibility. I didn't know that. I don't know whether it's a thing, but someone told me that. So he himself took me to the doctor to find out if I'm using like family planning secretly, which was a bummer because he didn't get something to argue for that day. So there was no family planning in my system, and my womb was okay. My womb was so healthy as hell. And my question was like, why can't I get pregnant? And today I thank God that I never got pregnant by this guy, like literally. So when we came back home, I was given some medications to take, which I took. Anyways, we come back home and he starts just getting arguments from other places. Like, I know you don't want to get pregnant for me. You want to get pregnant for another man. I'm like, why is that story coming from? Why is that argument coming from? Do you just want to pick an argument? And he told me, like, right now you're not supposed to be making noise for me. It's a child who's supposed to be making noise in this house. And I'm like, whoop, okay. Didn't know that. Now I know. Well, I'm not supposed to talk. So I keep quiet and I start talking to this doctor and to tell me on ways, the gynecologist, yeah, on ways for me to get pregnant. And first thing the doctor asked me was, do you really want to get pregnant right now? And I'm like, I think I want. But he's like, well, I don't think you want to get pregnant at this point of your life. And I'm like, okay, no problem. So this guy got the messages. I did not delete the messages because... So I leave my phone on the table and I go to sleep because I was so tired. And I wake up and I realize that on this other side of my face is really hot. It's like someone or something is burning me. So I wake up really shocked, like, what is going on my face? And I find this guy with iron box, the electric iron box. Like, it was just like here. So, you know, I'm in so much pain because that is what woke me up. I was so sick. I had a really high fever and my body was so hot. And then there is something hot added to my face. So this side was really burning. I think if it went on more than how it went, I would have had a burn on my cheek. So I wake up and the first thing it tells me, like, why were you talking to this doctor? What is it that is going on between the two of you? Like, this is a man who always thought like every opposite gender is your side dude. So I told him, because at this point, up to this point that we have reached, I haven't even for once argued back. I have not lashed at him. I have not said anything. I get angry, but then I say, like, you know what? I saw my grandma and my grandpa happy. So what am I going to do? I'm going to make this work. I'm going to change this man. And let me tell you, honey, a man who is an adult, you think you want to change this man or this woman, it's not going to happen. It's for them to change because they have someone in their life. For you to come and say you're going to change them, that ain't going to happen. No way in 1,000 years. It's for them to make that decision to change. So I asked him, why are you always insecure? What is it? What happened in your past relationship? Because I'm the one who is supposed to be here asking you, because he was cheating on me and I found out that he was cheating on me, but I played it cool because we were taught men are men and they will cheat regardless of what you have. You're beautiful, you're educated, it doesn't matter. A man, if he wants to be kept, he will be kept. If he doesn't want to be kept, he won't be kept. So he doesn't answer that. He tells me, like, you know, I can burn your face right now. And then I'm like, just go ahead, because it's already burning. Like, just go ahead and put it. And he told me, I will burn your face to a point where no man will ever see your face. Like, you will be the ugliest woman on earth, because I will burn your entire face with this hot iron. And I'm like, you're really wasting time. Like, I'm tired of arguments. Every single day we're arguing. What are we arguing about? Just go on and burn my face. Just do it. So when that day he saw that I stood up for myself, he curled. Like, he didn't expect that. So he curled back and he looked at me in a way like, is it you talking? Like, is it really you? And I looked at him and I went and looked for cool water to wash my face, because at this point I was running a high fever. So I washed my face and I take my phone and get out. I went to the hospital for me to get treated, and I was found to have like malaria and typhoid. That is really common. So anyways, that goes like that. So these that were happening were attempts for physical abuse. So what he did was, number one, he isolated me not only from my family, but he isolated me from my friends, the ones that I made and the ones that I hadn't made before him, and isolated me from my family, especially the ones that I had close relationship with, especially my cousin. But in my cousin, he didn't really end up breaking that bond, because we still talked at the end of the day. We still talked. So he isolated me. So I was going all through this emotional abuse and torture, and I couldn't tell anyone. The only person I could tell was my cousin, but all she did was just listen to me and tell me, like, you know what, you need to get out. I don't know why I still didn't get out. I do not know. So he accused me of cheating, and when I went home, he had logged in via on Instagram and Facebook, because at this point, because these were also the reasons why I was getting into an argument with him, I decided to log out and delete my account, because there was this one time that he told me that if I see any man liking your post, I'm going to build you to a pulp. every man who likes your post is 5 beatings. And at that point, I think I was getting like 100 likes on Facebook. So what I did, at 100 likes and I think 100 or 200 likes on Instagram. So what I did was just delete the accounts. Like, I just want to have that peace of mind. And here praying like he will change someday. He will be the man I fell in love with some months ago. So I go home and I still have these apps, though I don't have my account on them. I didn't know that he had logged in. So, you know, I'm saying my friends are on there and they're telling me like, you know, you need to get in here. We need to socialize. We have never seen you on any social media. And I said like, okay, I'll really get in there. So I say like, okay, let me create an account and I'll create it and make it private. Every time I log out, and I make sure that if I see his profile picture, I block it. So I get into the Facebook, and one thing he forgot to do was to log out. So I get in and I'm at home. I'm thinking this stupid man is out here being faithful the way I'm being faithful. I get into the Facebook account and I get messages that were sent like yesterday. For these ladies like, oh, I can't live without you, you know, since you left me I've been so distraught and I need you back in my life. And other ladies he's telling like, you know what, I want you. And then so there is where I started having low self-esteem, because I'm like, I am with this guy, I'm doing everything for this guy. Why is he cheating on me? Why is he looking for other ladies? So there is where I started having low self-confidence, and I stopped doing makeup. I stopped wearing these nice fancy clothes that I had, because why am I wearing them in the first place? I stopped buying wigs. I stopped doing my hair. I stopped literally taking care of myself, because if the man I am with cannot see the effort, what else can I do? Anyways, so I see all these things and I'm hurt. Yes, I am hurt, and I do not comfort him. I just say like, okay, I'm gonna play this cool. I'm not going to ask him. I will let him tell me. So time goes by and he doesn't open up. He doesn't tell me anything about anything that has happened, but I know. But the one thing that he did, that he really did show how much distrust he has, or whatever it is that he had, and how much disrespect he had, is he took me with his complaints with zero evidence to the family, for the family to see how bad of a person I am. Because I think personally, this is his word, because I think I am better than him because I'm the provider of the house, which I never said, never made him feel so. I assured this guy very often, because I don't know what it is he was on. I don't know. I assured him several times that we are cool, we are okay, we will see this through. Anyways, so that is not only the end or the beginning of emotional torture, but after a short period of time, it started now becoming physical. Not physical of trying to, but now it came physical. And in the next episode, I will do that, because my camera storage is running really low right now, and there's nothing I can do about it. I need to transfer and edit and post. And I will see you guys in the next episode, because there is where I will talk about the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual attacks that I had. So until next time, bye. I will update you guys. Ciao. Be safe. As I said before, you're stronger than you think. You are way much stronger than you think. And hey, you're beautiful and worth it.